And this morning I'm talking about the Footprints Foundation, which was founded in 2011. Now the mission of this organization is to improve the life expectancy of mothers and children living in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I'm joined this morning by the founder of this amazing organization, Lorna Owens. Lorna, before we went on commercial break, you were talking about your trip that you made to the Eastern Congo. Now tell our viewers what it is exactly you're doing for these women over there.
Absolutely. What we're doing is that we are going to be training midwives, because the Eastern Congo, or the Democratic Republic of the Congo, is one of the worst places on earth to give birth. So we found out by sitting and speaking to the people, because as you learn once you start doing global health, is you have to listen to your population. And the first group of people we met are some traditional birth attendants in Goma, and they have said to us they need training. So we're going to be training them, and they need supplies because they're doing delivery bare hand without any gloves and things of that nature. So we're going to be training them, but most of all we're going to be concentrating on the registered nurses, training them to become midwives. Because when you think of places like the Eastern Congo or the Democratic Republic of the Congo, you're providing health care in areas where there are no doctors. So the challenge becomes for Footprints Foundation, how do you give care when there are no doctors, when you have a very rural population, and when you don't have infrastructure like roads or any of that stuff? So what we're doing is that we're training the RNs to become midwives, so that they can give better care. And eventually we will then spread out to outlying clinics. And one of the things we have to do, we have to have some of these nurses living in these rural areas. Because I tell you what, when a woman is in labor, first of all, she's going to deliver at home, no doubt about that. But if she were ever to try to come into St. Vincent Hospital or Project Congo, you're talking about walking 2-3 days, and that's not going to happen through rebel territory. So what we have to do is that we have to bring the care to the people. And as Footprints, we're going to refurbish or establish clinics in these rural areas and then incentivize it, where next door to the clinic there is lodging for the midwives. So they're right there, the women just have to get to the clinic and to their midwife. And so those are some of the things. So the training, for example, which we do go back to give October 1st to 12th, we're taking nurses and doctors here from Miami. We're so blessed to have Dr. Mary Jo O'Sullivan, who is Professor Emeritus of OBGYN at Jackson Memorial Hospital. And she's worked all over the world. She's worked in Afghanistan and Jamaica. So she understands that kind of work. And she is going with us. Also Jamil Minaj Brown. She is a nurse with a master's degree in that area. And they're going, and we're going to start our first official training. And we're very, very excited. The idea is that we're going to train the trainers. And in 5 years, the goal is to be able to turn the system over to our Congolese partners. Because the mistake would be to go in like the American and tell the people what they want and set up a system as we have it here. It has never worked, and that's part of the problem with global health. So we sit with them, we speak with them, they email us back and forth, and we're building the curriculum and we're tweaking the curriculum. And the curriculum that we're preparing is one, Jenna, that's going to be sustainable and scalable. So we're very, very excited about this.
Okay, and now this is going to begin in October.
October 1st.
But now on this last trip that you made, were you able to let these women know what's going to be happening?
Yes, yes. We had an opportunity to sit with them and to ask them what they wanted, and they knew we were coming. As a matter of fact, we should have been there now, but unfortunately hostilities have flared up. A lot of people might have read about M323, M23. It's a group of rebels, and they are fighting with the government because of a peace accord that they determined went bad from '09. And there's a whole issue about Rwanda, that the UN saying that Rwanda is fueling the rebels. So because of the hostilities now, we have delayed our trip for October. These women, they're waiting for us. They ask about all the time, and so they're very excited. Our hospitals are getting ready. We're sending them, a list of what we will be bringing and how things will work, and so they're ready. ready. They're ready to just go pick the women up, bring them into town. Of course, we have to provide a bus to go and get them. And for the week that we'll be training, we will provide meals and all like that, because it's physically impossible for them to come into town and then go back into the rural areas. It's dangerous. It's not going to work. So we have to do everything from picking them up the Sunday evening to taking care of them completely until we return them back on Saturday or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've been, looking up information about this foundation, of course, and I saw that there was a success story about
Yes.
one of the women. Could you share that success story with our viewers?
It is it's a good story. It's a heart-rending story. It started really heart-rending. We're taking care of a young woman, and so we'll call her Victoria just to protect her privacy. And she was 15 years old when she was raped, and as a result, she's had a child. And our doctors told us the story and the fact that she was going to be discharged from the hospital and she had nowhere to go, and the rainy season was coming. So immediately we decided we would take care of Victoria. We took care of her. We found her a place to live. Then we reunited her with her family, and she said she wanted to learn to sew. We purchased a sewing machine for her. We're even teaching her to read and write, and every month we provide $28 for her, because the women that we're maintaining on a monthly basis, it takes only $28 to make a difference. That's all, $28. If you give us $28, it goes 100% to that woman, and you'll be able to keep in touch with her. We take zero amount for administrative.
Wow, and you've changed this woman's life.
Without us, I don't know where she'd be. She's now earning a living by sewing, and she's able to take care of her little baby. And when we went there, it was so amazing. She had heard of me, and when the doctor said to her, Victoria, this is Mama Lorna, I mean, she hugged and she grabbed me, and it was wonderful. And she showed us where she lived. She had planted crops that she had some to sustain herself, and she was also taking care of her family, and the excess she would sell. So, a little, in a place like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, I must tell you, a little goes a long, long way.
Okay, and we're going to talk more about ways that our viewers can get involved with the Footprints Foundation when we return from these messages. So please stay with us.